I'm Rudolf, your host.
And I'm producer Barbie.
And together,
we bring you our podcast,
Insights and Straight Talk. And with that, producer Barbie and I are out. Did it again. All right, hold on. All right, I keep trying to get that timing right. I do the fade to black and then come on timing, and hopefully it works out well. That one, again, didn't work out well because I didn't have myself on stage. So how are you folks? Good day today. Crazy morning. I won't even get into it. I'll get into it a little bit. I got up. So I go to bed somewhere between 8 and 9, sometimes as late as 10 or 11, because I get up so early in the morning. I'm like 4:30, 5 o'clock guy in here every day. This morning, I got up at 12:30 and I couldn't go back to bed. My mind was, this stuff is always on my mind, which is awesome. And so I started working. All of a sudden now it's 3:30. I'm like, I got to get a couple hours sleep here, just a couple, because I don't want to be up from 12:30 till 5 when I leave here typically or whatever. So I laid back down, and producer Barbie, about 30 minutes ago, no, it was less than that, about an hour ago, called me. And the only reason I woke up is because my watch was buzzing. I have my watch on silent, or my phone on silent a lot. But anyway, here we are. I made it. It's a crazy, crazy day. It hasn't even started yet. So I'm not sure if Karen Rudolf, she's the Badassy, the holistic, make your personality, make your life more exciting, more interesting, more fantastic. While I was up at 12:30 this morning, I got an email. Well, I think it came earlier than that, but I was checking emails, doing work stuff. And there's an email from Karen. Her horse apparently got injured somehow. Oh, I want this in the camera. I like it better like that, don't you guys? Anyway, Karen emailed and said her horse got injured and the vet can only come at a certain time, so she may have to push it back. So I emailed her back, because I love our guests, but I love horses. So I'm like, hey, is everything okay? Da, da, da. If you got to push it back, go ahead. Just hit the reschedule button. And then I haven't heard anything back from her. So there may be a point here where she jumps on, or I'll hear it. If she comes into the studio, I get a part of that automation stuff, right? I get a tone that says, "Hey, whoever is here." So I got a call from a few people, or a text from a few people saying, "Hey, your audience is waiting. Gosh darn it, get on." And that's fair, because you guys are on here for a reason, for a purpose. And I have a commitment to you peeps, us peeps, to be here and bring solid, good information to you. Yesterday, if you were on, it was weird. I didn't even advertise that one. I just planned on going on and making a few comments. I ended up speaking for about 50 minutes almost. And I was talking about IT. Here, let me go back over that a little bit more. Let me do a presentation. I think this is probably a good way to do that. I want to present. Let me present. Image, I think, share screen. That's what I want. That's what I did yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember this from yesterday, but here's the, I'm going to go back over what some of the things we're doing with the IT. I'm sorry, IT. I guess technically you could say that, but IT. Hi, Rod Duff. I walked away from the live show twice today. Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, it's because I was on so late. Are you okay? What is the reason for not Starting. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. See, I told you. I was getting texts from people. Hey, Ronaldo. I got to roll the R's. Ronaldo. Is that right? Can you let me know if that's right? It's important to me. She, as you all know, she's a very good friend of mine. So I guess before we get into that, let me do this and say. So as you all were here yesterday, if you all were here yesterday, we had several hundred. Oh, I nailed it. Oof. Here, I'm going to put that one up. That's a proud moment right there. She's been harassing me for a while that I need to roll my R's when I pronounce her name. Makes sense. So let's put the AI and the automation stuff on hold because I have a complete automation done. I was telling you guys yesterday, I put on this and I know Ronaldo was here, and I don't know, producer Barbie. I got to go mail some stuff back to her, so I think she's waiting on that right now. I said I got to jump on, man. People are killing me here, rightfully so. So, okay, here's the story, and Ronaldo, you will probably know exactly what I'm talking about because last night. It's better to be here than not. Oh, okay, that's fair. That's a ringing endorsement. Rather, you were here. Why don't you come on the show? Talk about your awesomeness. But I digress. So I'll get into this AI stuff here in a little bit and automation. So I'm going here. Rudolf, I walked away from the I'm guessing because I was not there and now you're here saying, damn right. So I had put the time down for 9:30. I clicked. There is human error still in the world today. Right here. I clicked 9:30. The show's actually scheduled for 10:30. And so I fixed it, but I just fixed it a little bit ago. So why I'm late, why all this craziness this morning is because I got up, Ronaldo, you'll hear me. Where's your guest? Okay, guys, I'll get all to that. I know. There's some imperfection in the world. It's now 10:30. She should be coming on any minute, but I'll get into Karen and her horse story here in a minute. But as far as why I kind of whacked out this morning is, I'm trying to get to the story, is I go to bed about 8:30, or I went to bed last night at 8:30 and fell asleep, all good. Then about 12:30, I woke up. You know, you wake up during the night sometimes and all that, and you go right back to bed. I couldn't go back to bed. My head was just woo. It was just going. I mean, I'm thinking about this show. I'm thinking about, you know, the rollout we have coming up, which is this right here, this kind of stuff. Actually, that's not it. It's a different. Now, let me hold off on that for a second. You guys saw that yesterday, but to get to this point, you can tell my head is still spinning. I just started working because I couldn't get back to bed. So I got out of bed, went in the living room, pulled open the computer, started doing emails. I sent emails to people, sent stickers to people and different things, and then started working on the automation again, and confirmed last night this morning at about 1:30 maybe, that the whole automation was done. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm not ready to do this because I literally fell asleep, and then probably about 3:30, and then producer Barbie called me and said, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, I was in bed. I was talking to her on my watch because the vibration woke me up. And then my daughter-in-law calls me, because I'm up all the time now, at this time. No, it was 9:27 when she called. That was less than an hour ago. And I got my dogs here and everything, but I'm just trying to roll down now here a little bit. So let's go through and answer a couple of these questions. And if you guys got more questions about why pardon my language, fucked today up so bad, I'd love to tell you about it. But let's run through these first. So that's why I asked the reason. I mean, I told the story is thank you. Are you okay? What is the reason for not starting the live on time? Me. It's me. First of all, I did the time wrong. And then I'm kind of still asleep. I don't know why. I didn't take anything or anything. I've never slept. I've never been up after the sunrise. I've never not been up before the sun comes up. It's for as long as I can remember. And when my watch rang, or it vibrated and kind of woke me up, I looked down and it's producer Barbie, and she's 2 hours behind us. I'm thinking, holy cow. And I look and it's light out. I'm thinking, wow, is it already 5 o'clock? Holy cow. And then she tells me it's 9:20. And I'm like, oh. So that's the main reason I started, not started on time. Well, first of all, technically I am starting on time. Second of all, the reason I misled all you guys is because I clicked the wrong button. I've got to automate that somehow, because that's the only place in our system that has a weakness. And that's me clicking the button in the right spot. Hang on. So, catching my breath here. All good, man. We are dialed in now. I got some favorite people here. Glad you're here. Thanks, Ronaldo. Now, I liked your name before, but I like it better now. I'm learning the R's. Ronaldo. Okay. Hey, friend, where's your guest? We've been waiting a long time. That's one thing about growing an audience, man, and rightfully so. You get to a point where you expect, you blocked your time off for this time, and that's what I've got a couple texts from people saying, hey, at least go on and say something smart. Well, I can't do that, but I am on, and I'll try and do as much, I don't know, at least common sense as I can. So, all right. Let's review what we did yesterday, and let me do it. Yeah, again, I swear, I swore I would be more organized the next time I do this. I actually want to come back on and do this on not MSNBC, at another show when I set everything up and I can integrations. All right. Oh, no, I can't have that going. Ooh, that was in my ears. Could you guys hear that? That was loud, actually. All right, so here's the automation. One of them. I'm really excited about this because right now we have structured 5 stages, 5 lessons, 5 next steps to learning automation. I like that scrolling. God, I'm kind of kooky sometimes about some of the stuff I like, but I'm finally having a good time at life, man. I mean, it's very cool time to be around and on this earth. Thank God I am. And as you know, I've had a few things happen. I'm taking this off. It's freaking hot in here. I broke all the bones on the left side of my body in a motorcycle accident. I had a stroke, had a nervous breakdown. A company, I had some embezzlement happen within the company, which has made me since 2019, struggling to try and push this company over the line of being profitable again. I've done nothing but put money into it for the last number of years. And so about a year and a half ago, I started unwinding it and saying, this isn't my gig. And at that point, a little bit later, still trying to work through all that, I had a nervous breakdown at a show event in my industry, which, I mean, I'm not bragging, but I'm very well known in. And so a lot of people started asking then, because literally the day before the show, or we went to the show, me and Barbie went to the show on Monday. Cinco de Mayo was on Sunday, so the day before. So we did all that, and then met a few people, met a few friends, went to the show the next day, walked around. It's at Orange County. It's the NP, National Plastics Exposition, of which I'm part of, and or have been. I don't know if I'm good. They're every 3 years. They have them in here 1 year, in Germany the next year, and then in China the next year. So we were there, and then on Wednesday, I guess it would be more like Tuesday night, probably. My whole shit happened. I mean, I just went for months, well, at least weeks. I couldn't even leave my house. I went onto this thing, and there were many times, that's a hard thing to think is the rest of your life, right? And so I got into here. Somebody else, friend. I'm leaving. Oh, come on, man. I'm leaving because I'm busy, and we'll be back in the next live. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about that. And I don't think Karen's coming, so let's just go on with my talk. Have a good one, Damien. I apologize once again. I'm just a dude, man. I fucked up. Yeah, a couple of people are dropping off now. Hold on, that's producer Barbie. Hey, I'm on the show right now, producer Barbie. I'm going to wrap up here after a bit. I had to go on and tell people Karen's not here, so I'll go do your run around. I already told people on the show I am. Okay. All right, bye. See, that's my watch. So I couldn't leave my place for I'd say more like a month-ish plus versus 2-3 weeks. It was something like that. And then from there, I started getting some help, because I forgot what it's called when the people in war have that. It's where you're just devastated and can't move forward. So all of that happened, and so as I wound up the machinery business, we had like 20 employees, and we did about 6 million a year, and we were our next level. So you do 1 million, that's one level. You do 5 million, that's another level. And then to go to the next level, which is kind of the $12 million mark, obviously the management has to grow and be on top of that while it's happening and organize it. So we were on that path to going there and going through all that. And then I literally had, which I didn't know about, because I don't deal with money. I like doing stuff, not paying stuff or being paid or whatever. I mean, that stuff, believe me, you got to have it. You got to have the lights on. You got to have the rent paid, right? I mean, this is, I guess I'm about between I'm probably about 2,000 square feet here with a couple storage units here and here for the excess equipment that I have here. Some of the show stuff that we have, the banners that we put up for our, you got to buy those things, and they're not really worth a lot to me now, and you can't sell them because they're personalized. So, I've got all that storage over there. I've got some additional, office stuff over here. I'm in the studio here, which I said is like probably 30 by 30, sliding doors. I'll show you sometime. Actually, if you've seen me walk through the office, I've toured the studio, what we call the Shark Tank, which is just past the sliding glass doors. They're really cool too. I'm afraid I'd fuck up the camera if I turned it around. I'd love to see. I really love. They're like barn doors, and they're glass and then wood white around the outside, and silver handles and a railing system that you open and close the doors with, which is really cool. It used to be, before I got here, it was just these wooden doors that were on there. That was fine, but I like certain things, and I'm a little quirky that way. Allie, hey Allie, how you doing? I'm getting back to my story in a second. No, that's me. Where's that? Allie, there you are. Allie, where's the first step to becoming a transformational leader like you? Got to show up. You got to show. Great question, Allie. Let's get off of me and into you guys here. So, first step is you got to be okay. So I haven't been this until that time I was talking about a little bit ago, meaning my breakdown. Authentic. I haven't, for my life, I've lived behind a mask. I call it JR because that I assumed that nickname and then became that persona because I was never proud of Rod. Long story, got about 2 or 3 shows on it. Don't want to dig it back up again. We need more information here. So I'm going to say this, Allie. You have to be authentic. Now, I've done it without. I mean, I've had several companies, and all been sales companies, but I haven't been. What do you say here? Transformational. I know that now. I've always just done everything myself and hired people around me to do other stuff and went about my business. That's kind of how I viewed life. Not real smart. It cost me millions and millions and millions of dollars. But when that all happened, my whole world changed. So first of all, the mask came off. JR's gone. That's dead. I mean, there's still a couple of emails that have that in there, but I don't know why that was so important to me for so long, but it was, and now it's not. And now I've met wonderful people. Well, I maintained a wonderful friendship and working and relationship, working and so forth with producer Barbie. That's good. The second person who called me as I was jumping out of bed this morning was my sister-in-law because I got her car, not her, my granddaughter. It turned sweet 16, if you remember that a little bit ago. Then I've got one that's 1 year old. Another long story, but cool. Anyway, she called me. She's sending me over some pictures because Emma drove for the first time under instruction. She's got to take 3 classes, and then she gets her official driver's license. She's got a permit now that is a permit, but it doesn't have this part of it on there. So now she's doing that, and soon should be driving her car. It's actually it was one of the business's cars. It was is a Kia Sportage. It's white with black rims and tires and outline's really good looking. I've got pictures of it, but that's not really that interesting. I'm just excited about it. So, how do you become a transformational leader? You have to, I'm discovering that you have to be authentic. One, you have to live your stories. I've had several experts here on that exact subject of leadership and training teams and becoming the leader of an organization. And it makes sense. You have to live what you say. In other words, if you state this is the company's mission, this is the company's direction, this is the expectations of the company, and you as a leader don't walk that talk, as he put it, and I agree, it's chaos. There's nothing but chaos there in that situation, because the backbone of the company, it's like our country. If you think about it, the backbone of our country is the great middle class. On our backs, this economic system, this industrial vision, and all of the science and so forth that has been done has been off of our backs. Now, because we have had spectacular visionaries in our history here that had a vision and pushed the backbone ahead. Same thing in a company. You know, if you have a my glasses, if you have a company that the leader isn't leading, isn't keeping the vision, and there's a way to do it. You don't knock people over the head to get that done, obviously. They used to in the old days. I mean, that was the way back then, right? I mean, those what do they call them? Barons, you know, the mega rich of the past, and you know, that built dynasties, right? They weren't all very good people at all. Other than their vision, everything else was just a tool to get there. So you got to really commit that yourself is ready to be all that's needed, because being a leader isn't easy. I mean, people think, okay, I've got to this point. You know, I've worked my way up the corporate ladder, and now I'm VP, I'm director, I'm president, maybe owner of the company. I'm, you know, one of these level of C-suite claims or titles and responsibilities. It isn't like I'm here now, I can chill and just have everybody else do my work. I understand the difficulties of being in that position, which everybody wants. But there's that point when you're transitioning from, let's say, middle management, you know, plant manager, or, you know, I mean, this is the whole middle class right here, what we're talking about. There's a point in time when that transition begins. Hopefully, I mean, some people aspire to be a plant manager and have attained that goal, and other people wanted to do other things and haven't got there yet. So in that transition, when it happens, there's a point where your exposure is exposed. I mean, your exposure is heightened. You now have a time of where people are looking at you directly for the decisions that you're making, and there's no hiding behind the corner on it. You know, I mean, to be a transformational leader, you have to be able to make that transition, have the skills and the knowledge and the ability to do it, which you probably do if you're there, unless you faked your way through it or whatever. But you've got to then be able to make that transition. That's hard for a lot of people. It's like, I kind of compare that to sports. Let's go all over the place here. Sports. So in sports, it's like a funnel, right? Everybody, a whole shitload of people play high school, elementary school sports. They love it. It's great. It's a great thing. It's a great building exercise. It's all that's good in the world. And then some people get to make the varsity high school team. Now you've cut it down, right, to a great deal. I've actually gone through this 3 different times with boys. And it's amazing how when you look back at it, you don't think about it. You just think, hey, work your hardest and go. But then there's the college level. Now, is that NCAA 1, 2, or 3, or junior college, or all again? You're still doing the things that are important to you and that you have skills and talent with. Now, if you get into the NCAA, maybe 2, probably not likely, but 1 at least, or just a superstar coming out of high school in some cases, like with basketball and that. I mean, let's talk Kobe, my God. So at that point, you're really narrowing down, and at that point you can make the pros, let's say. Well, now you're down to the funnel that's that far apart, not this far apart. There's not many people that get there. Same thing with management and leadership. So, there's things that happen along the way that I mean, you got to have, like in sports, you've got to have that drive. That's the big thing. That's probably the biggest thing. Not just the want. It's a difference. You got to have the drive. So if you have the drive, it's going to push you through things that other people would stop at, wouldn't be able to make it through that, and then the next, and then the next. Because life isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. But it's as easy as you want it to be. There's different ways you can live. There's different, all sorts of choices you have. And some of those become distractions and curve you away maybe from your goals. And so I'm going to turn this off. I'm just going out here. Hopefully I'll get to my automation thing. By the way, I am going to come back on after I jump off here after a bit. And I'm going to go do some run around for Barbie. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about this automation because it's all done. I'm going to show you guys just how it is, because in our automation class, our AI and automation class at school, SKOOL, I've got a classroom already. Haven't developed it yet. I'm working with Luca. If any of you have been around here a while, you know who Luca is. And so we are, and then there's a community. So every morning at 7, I wouldn't have made it this morning, but every morning at 7, we have a Morning Joe, a coffee break. Sit back, drink coffee. Any questions anybody has, whether it's about this subject or not, it's a community. It's a way to get together and start community. You know how I always talk about say hi to somebody. I haven't said that in a while, man. That was the thing I used to do every show. Now I'm out. it's faster, I guess. So that's starting to roll out now, and in those things that you do, you have to have a commitment to push all the way through them. I wanted to do this my whole life. I didn't, because I took the safe route, family and all that with a job. I was in college. I was an actor and a model and in theater. My favorite, let's see, um, Fiddler on the Roof. That was a fun one. That was probably my favorite one. But I've done all sorts of them. And, back in the day, I mean, we're talking, I wasn't even 20 yet. I was still, a teenager kind of dude. And so at one point, I had to go one direction or the other. I was doing both. I was working and still holding on to that dream. And I let it go because life, it came there. It spends time there, and then you either continue with that path of that life, or you make a change. And when that all happened to me, actually starting about a year ahead of that, year and a half, like I said, ahead of that, I built my business. I built a couple of them. We distribute spare parts. I buy them from when we're out in California, the company at that time was named Dauber Industries, DABR, Deb, Austin, Brandon, and Rod. And then we went through that, ended up selling that. I got asked to start a company out here. Well, sorry, back then we were on Rodeo Drive in Placentia, California. Beautiful building. We had about 10 people there, couple of service people. I was doing most of the service, but I was doing all the sales. Brandon was one of my inside sales people, which is kind of cool. And then he and Austin both we'd do some construction stuff and some of the projects, and I'd let them help drive the forklifts and stuff. They go to, like my dogs do now. My kids went to work with me all the time, quite a bit. And so back to the point, there we had spare parts. We sold equipment, but we're in California. So things were it's California. California doesn't want to be anything other than a communist state. I mean, right? I mean, can anybody not say that's true? Or can anybody say that's not true? So the bottom line is they have to do certain things because it's a big agriculture. Mid and northern California is really big agriculture. Other than that, it's the .com property taxes that keep that thing going. I mean, you got to make double in California anywhere else than anywhere else in the country because the costs are so high. Companies bake that into their attracting talent to the company. It's crazy. It's like this country, people are trying to, I think I'm winding it down here. People are kind of done with me here. Let's do this. I'm going to jump off here. We've done 40 minutes or so, and people are the diehards are hanging in there. We had about almost 100 people on today. So I appreciate your guys' support. I'll tell you what, I'll have some people make some announcements out on LinkedIn and stuff. Ronaldo, would you, man, I'm having trouble with the tongue today. Oh man. So I'm going to jump off. Gonna bid you guys a great day. And then I'm going to come back probably in about 2 hours, I think. Yeah, maybe 2 hours. And I'll go back through the results of that automation for two reasons. One, you guys deserve it. Two, you guys are going to see some of that, let's call it B-roll. If anybody's in the industry, you know what B-roll is, meaning stuff you put over something over a B-roll. So there's images going through as you're doing a voiceover or playing music or whatever. I'm going to be producing that. Like Luca, like I said before, he's working. See you in the next show. All right. I'm going to leave that one up, and I'll see you too. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming in. I will. A lot of people, it's funny. A lot of people she was telling me the other day that she has a thing on her that it tells her when this show goes live, so she can jump on. She can either say something if she wants to, or just kind of chill and enjoy. She lives out on the East Coast somewhere. But I'm going to go get this stuff done. I'm going to catch up to myself in a little bit. Then I'm going to come back on and I'm going to go through this automation stuff. So I'll make another live here in a second. And guys that, especially the people that are texting me and saying, dude, man, people are waiting. They're getting kind of pissed. This happened twice. One was not my fault. And technically, well, this one was my fault. So I love you guys. And, I'm Rod Duff. I'm your host here at our little community called Insights and Straight Talk with producer Barbie. And, really at this point, I'm out.
Before you leave, if you'd like to watch another one of the podcasts, click the first link in the description. We love having you here and we appreciate all your support.
And with that, producer Barbie and I are out.